Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Welcome, everybody, to the Breachers VRML Season 1. Ooh, I had Week 1 on there. It's been a fast Week 1. It's Week 2 of Season 1. Thank you all for tuning in. My name, again, is Nightfire with 2 E's. Today, we are jumping into some new and some familiar Retribution X OP Breachers versus Eradiate, a team newly formed in Season 1. And the same technically with Retribution X OP. Essentially what that is a combo. Two teams have joined together into one. And for basically the rest of the afternoon, I'll be calling them Retribution, just for simplicity's fact. But that is their full name there. It'll be shown on the scoreboard. But Retribution versus Eradiate this afternoon. And I'm excited to jump in to the unknown. A lot of the connoisseurs voting under the favor of OP because OP is a team that comes from experience playing together. They have history playing in the VRML. They're a very solid onward VRML team, and so they're going to be bringing that coordination that they have in Onward into the game of Breachers, and I'm very interested to see how that works for them. I think we've had maybe one of their games cast last season. They played 4 games in the preseason. I think 2 of them were forfeits, and so technically they've only played 2 games so far in the VRML. And so I'm very interested to see how OP does, or Retribution, depending on what the name is. How they do this afternoon against the unknown, Eradiate. I'm very excited for these new teams to be jumping in, and we're always happy to be giving them that spotlight early on in their careers. Hopefully this will be a good learning experience at the very least, and maybe a bit of a surprise battle here this afternoon, because again, I do think a lot of the votes are going towards that Retribution X OP team on the connoisseur system. If you are just tuning in, create an account at VRML.com and you can vote on who you think is going to win or lose every single match that gets played out in the VRML. You can also vote on what games you want to see casted live. This was the most voted on game this afternoon. There's also a game that I was available for, so I decided to hop on and broadcast it to you fine folk at home. So thank you all for tuning in. If you are new, hit that subscribe button and get ready for the action. I'm going to give the teams the ready. And they can fire up into round number 1, which looks like it's going to be on Skyscraper. That's where we're going to be kicking things off. Taking a look at the active rosters. It looks like we have on the defending side, to start this off on map 1, it will be Eradiate, and it will be Dusty, Shiloh, Ben Tender, FaZe, CC, and Shino. Hopefully I got all of that pronunciation right. And on the OP's Retribution side, it will be Awesome T, Pants, Shirts, CJ Hubs, and Jerp. And into round number 1 we go. What does the setup phase look like? What kind of early buys do we have? All questions on the mind. Almost just shut down the stream as I tried to get back into the lobby, but everything's fine. Some early encouragement hugs coming in on the side of the Retribution team. Let's go ahead and swap those sides as they will. Or no, actually, we had it right. Eradiate is. No, okay. Eradiate is starting on defense. We'll probably actually go with OP because I think it's more OP. I mean, again, Retribution X OP. I told them in chat, you guys need to come up with a name because this is impossible to go with. OP is going to be the choice I think I'm going to probably stick with, though. Or I'll call them both, whatever. It's both in their name. But it's a full vent push. A risky play, and they're fortunate that there's no extended roam coming in. A vulnerable a nade here could detonate and catch the entire team of OP as they push in. Oh, and I am seeing that. Hang on a second. Don't have the audio source coming in. There it is. Fixed. Problem solved. You can hear the lovely footsteps. And eventually the action as it begins to unfold as the OP team moves ever closer to A site. Revolters nicely stacked and ready on defense. Maybe hearing the footsteps in particular. They do have 3 set up at A site. Maybe also recognizing A site's the vulnerable site here. A quick move from OP though, and the question is OP going to be watching their flanks because there is a big flank coming in from Shino as they spring the trap and catch one. On the back end, they quickly drop back after getting chunked down, put out a quick heal, and Shirts can't find the refrag as they pursue just a touch out there. Awesome T lucky they didn't go down, had a slice of health left, and with the wall open, no additional pushes coming in, but a battle unfolds with Awesome T catching FaZe down that long angle. Again, though, a slice of health for Awesome T left. As Shino decides to execute on a flank or again, be a disruptive element here. Could be bad news for OP, but they are paused at the moment. Static emitter in particular there blocking their advance to some degree up to the objective. They could work around it. Don't need to get it down, but if they wanted to go more than single file through this doorway, then might be nice. And Shirts already in. Catches Ben Tender, but a nice refrag from Dusty over the top. Another frag there from Dusty, catching Shirts. Shiloh reinforces, and the duo's here. On the backside, Shino coming in, and it's Shiloh and Shino as CJ fends off the attacking defense. Shino now on the back, CJ planting. This is a big opportunity to swing this doorway and catch an exposed CJ Hubs, and they won't quite get them. CJ's going to be able to back off, get out the window, and shots connect, but just barely. CJ has a angle onto the EMP, I believe. And it's all a matter of baiting and switching. How do they get CJ out of this window, or do they challenge like they're doing now and catch them off guard? CJ completely unaware that Shino had pushed out, and a big clutch from Eradiate to start things off. Very nicely done. And Shino's celebrating, as they should be. Good teamwork. Good solid defense. Nice attack. I'm impressed. 2 new teams to the season, although, again, new is relative. But I do know Eradiate is new, at least to the VRML. The stats show them as a new team, but who knows? There's other leagues, other tournaments, other ranked bots that you could be playing in at any given point, so it's the beauty of Season 1. It's the unknown. What do we get out of these new teams? Oh, man, we could have a lot of connoisseurs wrong today. There could be a lot of connoisseurs wrong today. A lot of votes going into OP. Eradiate had a few. And I saw in particular earlier this after, like maybe a couple of days ago, I guess yesterday, that there were almost an even amount of votes. But today it really started to kind of skyrocket in OP's favor. Not sure what the influence on that was, but hey, there's still hope. It was a solid round from OP. Not to say that all is lost, but Eradiate certainly are here to fight. And maybe OP woken up to that threat that this team clearly understands how to roam, how to flank, and how to work together on defense. At least in the first round. We'll see if they can replicate that coordination going into these next few. Not a buy coming in. Oh, I stand corrected. 2 rifles. Shino and Dusty both taking Vezins. Shino hearing these drop downs, so they know that they have a couple of attackers in the server room. That's at least 3 that they've heard drop down, so callouts could be coming in 3 here at server, which could be procking is what I was going to say. It could be causing some rotations here like we see now from Shiloh. Slowly working their way up to Awesome T. Crouch down in coverage and engaging at long range and losing in that pistol fight. The aggression not paying off for them, and as Jerp enters in, Shino goes down with that rifle. FaZe has to hold things as CJ Hub plants and Shirts flyers through for another connection. FaZe goes down to Awesome T, and in a flash with 5 alive on OP's side. Erad Dusty with the rifles alone in a 1v5. 1v3.5 with how low Awesome and Shirts are. Catches, no, doesn't catch Jerp. The shot's just going over the shoulder. That's 2 rifles into the hands of, oh, that's bad, of OP. And Eradiate learn the risks of buying in early, the hard way. That's a big economy shift into the favor of their enemy OP. They can't full buy this round, so we're getting another 2 rifles. In comparison, all it takes is 3 rifles for OP, and what normally is the full buy round for both teams isn't, because not even any kills were connected on, so they don't even have the option of buying extra. It's a brutal shift in momentum, but maybe something that the Eradiate team can overcome. Yet to be determined. Curious to see what they'll do in this round on the defensive side. Also curious to see how the attack goes with this full buy. Do we see OP really kind of barreling through and relying on their coordination? Thrown out to do a bit of scouting work. Looks to be an A-site push. Dusty identifying this, and they've caught Dusty out. Shino suddenly springs a trap off of the corner. They didn't recognize them. They were blind. They were blind looking into Dusty. Dusty's rotated to the edge. They catch one, looking for more. Can they find it? Pants goes down. Jerp in a battle connects and saves things, but not before Shiloh peeks out, and in a brief 30-second period, Shirts is alone in a 1v3, and Eradiate looking to clutch up a big round. What a big play from Shino tucked into that corner. FaZe is going to push up. They'll go down. Nice headshot there from Shirts. Don't want to go in one at a time. And they have the advantage of essentially having Shirts pinched here. Bentender doesn't need to take that fight because they'll potentially go down, and Shirts barreling towards a clutch, and they can't get it. Shiloh locks in the final kill. And another close win, but a win nonetheless for Eradiate. Time to drink some liquids and hydrate for what could be a solid back and forth this afternoon. Let's also consider, we're talking Skyscraper, a map that in my opinion favors the defensive side. In particular, favors the roamer. You can really be effective in the roam, and we already saw Radiate get their first round win with the solid roam. So I gotta wonder what the attack looks like for Radiate. That's already on my mind. What kind of coordination do we see out of them when it comes time for them to push? We won't see that for another 3 rounds, but we're halfway through the attacking set here for Retribution XOP Breachers. RXOPB, I don't know. Fight erupting over the bathroom, I believe. No. On the other side. Inside radio station, Silo connects with a headshot onto Shirts, and they drop back behind the door blockers. OP looking coordinated, working together, but not winning in some of these fights. And as the door blocker goes down, the breaching foam goes out, and Bezek connects a headshot there onto Jerp. Awesome T over the top, looking to get rid and thin out some of this defense. And there is quite a bit of defense to thin out here. 1, 2. Slowly starting to get a little bit thinner. Dusty connects with a big shot onto Awesome T. Down goes one of their rifles. Pants will pick that up. Marui coming in there. Not as effective in the close quarters, more known for the longer range advantage it carries, but if you connect with the headshots, hey, it's a powerful tool, and Dusty is connecting. Pants, CJ, the last two for OP. Just have to work through this angle, and I don't think there's any utility. They may be thinking the best opportunity would be to pinch, but with 3 alive, they have that defender still. And look at the patience out of Eradiate, staying crouched here, not standing up, forcing the swing onto the corner. Dusty catches one, and now Pants is out in the open. They find one, find two, find three. No, Shino shuts it down just in time. Just barely. Just barely getting that one in the books. Solid back and forth we're into here, though, this afternoon. I appreciate everyone that is tuning in. As a reminder, if you are enjoying the action, please do hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate the support. We're almost up to 800. We started the season, actually we ended the preseason at 700. And so after the first week, going into week 2, we've almost hit 800. Looking to hit that 1,000 mark here. And so we really do appreciate the support. Get everybody you know, your whole team, to hit the subscribe button. If you're tuning in on Eradiate and you haven't subscribed, shame. The shame bells are ringing. Hit the subscribe button. And we'd love to see you in chat, hanging out, catching games, because there are a lot of live broadcasts here on the VRML channel. A lot of VODs, a lot to learn from. Round 5. Big round, full buys on both sides. Although maybe partial, no, not, sorry, partial buy there. The RCP and the pistols coming in from CJ. And Cadillo as well from Jerp. And uh-oh. Oh, CJ there, I thought for a second he was disconnected. They come back. Detonate the wall, and Awesome T opens up entry. Static emitter's down, though. That's going to deter them from pushing in. Shino catches Shirts. And Cadillo goes out for that long-range shot, trying to do some damage. Shino goes down. The on-objective defense up to FaZe and Bentender. FaZe is going to cross over, grabs the Vezin. A big upgrade from the Jesper. Ooh, and Awesome T comes flying through. FaZe catches Awesome down. But in comes Pants through the doorway, the 1v1. Irradiate on a roll. OP need this round win money in their pocket. It's going to be a immolation nade that leads the charge. Thought that looked like a flash from the EMP down. They could actually plant here. I don't know that FaZe would be able to get there in time if they just went for it and stuck it. And EMP is in hand. Pants wanting to vault up there. I don't believe you can. Very well could go for the plant. Try and stick it here, and that's knowledge. FaZe knows that if you're going to plant the EMP on this wall, it's going to be there on that triangle. Pants gets absolutely chucked down, and as they go for a rifle, they get punished by the aggression of FaZe in Irradiate in full control of map 1. 4-1, and OP, well, they have the consecutive loss money coming in at this rate. So 4 consecutive losses gives them a decent chunk of change. Not enough for Shirts or CJ to... Actually, it's not 4. It's only 3 consecutive losses. So it's not 2,000. It's 2,500, I think, 2,600. But even that, if you spent all your money before the round, not enough to buy into the rifles. You need to lose 4 or more in a row to really see the impact of the economic changes, where you get more money per consecutive loss. And so that's not an option, because after this round we swap sides, all of that economy stuff resets, and if they can take it, Irradiate will be 2 rounds away from snagging map number 1. Again, I think this map favors defense, and so it's not a shock that Irradiate are winning the defensive rounds, but they are just barely winning them. We can take a look at the scoreboard while these teams set up, and you can see that there's kills coming through on both sides. Awesome T has 6 in comparison to the kill leader for Irradiate with 8 over with Dusty. And they're in the rounds. They're just not locking in the rounds. As a trade 1-for-1 goes down there. I don't know that Pants was expecting CJ to be pushing those stairs, and so fortunate enough it's not a team kill, although I think you can obviously see where your teammates are. But as Shirts gets healed, it's looking like a full 4v4. Opened up B site. CJ Hubs slowly breaking down the door blocker. And once they have, it's game on. Jerp, Shirts both catching a kill. This could be the 4-2 round they need as FaZe, tucked into a standard defensive position, denies initial bits of entry. Almost catches Shirts on the corner, and they're going to go for the fight. FaZe will win. CJ on the corner. FaZe catches that one. And in a 2v1 swing, Jerps alone on the attack. A big round. If OP clutch this, 4-2's very good going into Skyscraper. They can get 5 rounds, which is what they'll need to win the series. And so it's not a lot to ask. 5 of 6, definitely doable. Starts with this one, though. And we've seen this play before. The patience of Ben Tender should be known by now. Static emitter denying sort of the standard entry in. And Ben Tender actually does drop off their initial angle. They go back to hold the wall. Drip tries to catch a kill, and they get their ankles bitten by FaZe. Irradiate lock in 5 rounds in the first set. And we will swap sides, reset economies, and get a chance to see how the OP squad defends. And again, I know Quite a few of the connoisseur votes maybe shaking in their boots at this point. A lot of folks felt OP was going to be the one leading here, but Eradiate in control on map 1. There's just going to be so many teams in Season 1 that we're going to want to keep an eye on. So many new teams, so many teams that played well in the preseason, that played well in the postseason of the preseason. There's a lot to look forward to when we get into the later weeks. But now, as we're in so early, this is what it's all about. The big question marks in these teams. Which team comes in to the start of Season 1 looking the strongest? Both of these teams haven't played in Week 1, so they don't have a match under their belts as far as I'm concerned. I actually should double-check that. I know they haven't played each other. But yeah, this is their first game of the season for both teams. Which is why I am surprised to see such a good back and forth like we have. Again, you look at the scores. Kills across the board on both sides. OP have been fighting right there for a lot of these rounds. Just quite a bit of 1v1s, to be honest, when it's come down to it. Again, though, the swap sides, the economy reset might be what the OP team needs to go on the defense. And this is something I've been kind of curious to see. What's the Eradiate coordination looking like? Because that's what a push is all about. Chirp will start things off. Push Eradiate down 1 early. Nice aggressive defensive position there to watch the stairs. Ultimately, though, the options are plentiful for entry into the objective space. And here they go, down through the hatch. Ben Tender catches 1-2, the pinch on the other side as FaZe and Dusty defend. Finally, the breach goes down, and Awesome T goes down. A duo opens up B site. And CJ is alone in a 1v2 on the retake at A. B, sorry. Ooh, and are they going to be ready for FaZe on the short corner? That's the big question. No, they won't. FaZe is there. They catch the kill. Eradiate a round away from locking in this series win. I'm getting word in that OP is coming out of the name after this game, so maybe I got to get more used to calling them Retribution. Either way, Retribution and Eradiate battling it out here, and an exciting pistol set that ultimately sets up the Eradiate squad for a little bit of an advantage where we're seeing... are they going to commit to a rifle blind? No. Interesting. No commitments from Eradiate. No risks being taken. They don't want to have the swing happen again. Because if you remember correctly, they double invested into rifles. They lost both of them. And, well, it was OP's round to win in round 3. Pistols, though. Across the board for our set round on map 5. And, oh, yeah. CJ has to have heard those hooks. They focus their attention over to the side where Eradiate is pushing in. Good coordination so far from the Eradiate team as Shiloh finds a roamer on that bottom floor. Oh, a bad flash. You can see when someone's flashed with the blind eye, the eye with the circle across it, above the player's name, and everyone was flashed on the team there. Little nade on the corner to push back any aggressive defenders, and ultimately Radio is going to be wide open. FaZe catches one. CJ could be next, depending on what the entry looks like. Awesome T, the only one on A site. And everyone on Eradiate stacked up on A. I suppose it's really just CJ and Pants left anyways. I believe Pants, I'm not sure where they are. They've at least reinforced the A site defense. And all three are here. Down goes one, down goes two. CJ alone in a 1v5 as FaZe tries to fight things off, and they can't clutch up. A solid performance from Eradiate, who are running away with momentum. Going into map number 1, a 7-1 victory. Very clean job from Eradiate, and I think, honestly, they've surprised a lot of the folks at home and the OP team this afternoon. We go into map number 2 now, and it is, I think, Irradiate's side or map pick. Ship is in the map pool this season, so it's an option that they could choose into. And I am very curious to see what we get. As a reminder, for Season 1, there's an $85, now technically about $8,600 in cash and hardware prize pool coming in from our sponsors. We just announced the newest addition to the sponsors, Helga, the esports manager bot. It's a really actually amazing bot that helps you with all of your team organization, all of your team scheduling. Provides you with automates a lot of the process of reaching out to teams and scheduling matches with those teams. And it has a bunch of other features like stats and stuff that it's tracking out of your scrims. It's a really cool tool that I do recommend you check out. We should have a bot hopefully linking it to you in chat. And if not in chat, you can find it in the announcements channel on the Breachers Discord and on the Breachers VRML website. We did a post about it, and you can see the link there. We're really happy to have that new addition that's just as of Monday. Helga, the esports manager bot, has been added into our sponsors list. They're providing our first and second place teams from NA and EU, the captains, with a lifetime subscription to the service. If you want to check it out, you can get your first month free right now. That's, again, all you have to do is join the Discord, and you can try out this scheduling bot that will, again, really help smooth out the process of figuring out when your players are available, when other teams are available, helps with scheduling scrims and even VRML matches. We're obviously also sponsored by a variety of other folks like Pro2VR, who offer fantastic stocks like the Mag Tube that helps stabilize your aim in-game. I love my Mag Tube. It's a fantastic tool, and I do recommend you check out Pro2VR. You can get a discount now at checkout by using code ILOVEVRML. Again, that's a discount at checkout by using code ILOVEVRML. And again, ProTube, a fantastic stock product. They have a variety of options as well. The force feedback model is also available that adds feedback into your shoulders, so you can actually feel the recoil. It's a really cool, solid, fun tool to use in any shooter, honestly. Giving the go-ahead to the teams if they are waiting for me. We also are obviously sponsored by HyperX. We did just announce as of Monday we have a discount code that'll get you, I believe, 20% off MRSP in the NA and maybe Canada region. I don't think it works in the EU. Apologies there. But at checkout, use code HXVRML23. That's again HXVRML23. That'll get you a discount on any HyperX product except for select ones like the Naruto keyboards and products. We'd really appreciate if you do use that code. It helps us as an organization. It's a fantastic discount that we're able to provide you through HyperX, and so we really appreciate it from them. And we're obviously also sponsored by Triangle Factory, the developers of Breachers, helping us by providing an in-game VRML branded skin. And more details about how to get that coming soon, TM. I don't have a date yet on when we'll be able to provide you those details. They also are contributing into the cash prize pool, which is, again, at this point, with the new additions of the first and second place lifetime subscription and hardware from HyperX, you're looking at over an $8,600 in cash and hardware prize pool. It's pretty great stuff, and we appreciate all the support from our sponsors. I've stalled long enough for round 2. You're all probably wondering what the heck's going on. We got a plan, okay? It's all orchestrated. It's all trust in the process, okay? Trust in the process. Round 2 kicking off, and Eradiate will start on the attack. Retribution on the defense, and we go to Factory for map 2. A map that's been around in the Breacher space for a long time. And if anything, will be a map that at least a couple of these players can tap into with all of their knowledge. CJ here trying to tap into an aggressive early defensive position, pretending to be a lovely plant. They're hoping to throw off the defense here on the top floor, or offense on the top floor. I forgot to mention one. I forgot to promote one thing, but I'll get to it. Don't worry, guys. There's more stuff for us to talk about. We got more deals. Dusty trapped in the corner. Shiloh watching their back, so it's not going to be an easy swing out there from Williams, who has been subbed in this round. We've seen them in chat, eager to dive into the action, and here they are for map 2. In goes Shino, in a battle at close quarters unfolds. Williams catches the kill. Dusty's made their way inside, and they'll find the kill there. Objective now a bit vulnerable, especially with a side opened, but if Shirts is paying close enough attention, they'll see the EMP down in front of them. Dusty has to reach over and grab that. CJ with a slice of health, not going to be able to do much, and Shino on the upper floor still needs to get down. Ooh, Shirts getting clipped there. 45 seconds left, and Dusty's poking the inside corner. They'll catch CJ out. Shirts alone now, trying to hold off both Shino and Dusty as Dusty's made their way inside the site. I think Shirts ran out of ammo, and Dusty and Shino will get the plant and the round, and Eradiate will go out strong on round 1, up 1-0. With a little extra cash into the pocket of their entire team. Everybody could buy into rifles on Eradiate going into round 2. Do you take the risk is the question. If at any point you're leading with a rifle and you go down, it's an opportunity for your opponent to pick that rifle up, which they will because they are not buying into this round. Williams is buying into an Omen, interestingly enough. Unless they survive, they won't have enough to get a rifle next round. It's a risk. The risk reward. We're seeing from Eradiate, instead of going full buys, it's a bit of a partial. Mostly into utility instead of guns. They open up the top hatch with that foam and then run back and toss it down to Dusty. Getting 2 uses out of those charges. Dusty will be able to, I imagine, breach a site. But it is, for now at least, quiet. 2 minutes. Shiloh jumps down. Detonation comes in. Utility comes in. Double smokes enable Dusty to fly through into a tight corner. Fights through Awesome T, and we're trapped in the smoke too as Williams finds a kill. Team kill on the backside by Shirts in the Chaos, and Shiloh under smokes is planting. They're alone in the corner, and with 4 alive on Retribution, they will hold off the Eradiate team, and I bet at this point they're thankful they didn't buy into those full rifles that they could have. That would have been very bad news. Eradiate would have given 4 rifles into the hands of Retribution if they had gone that way. It's a good choice, to say the least. Good solid defense coming in there from the likes of Retribution, though. Tie things up 1-1 and keep us a little bit more, I mean, way closer in momentum and obviously economy. We're essentially even economic-wise. No real big advantages either side. At the end of the day, it does look like Retribution have a little more cash, but not by a lot. Interesting choice on the Marui coming in. Oftentimes you'll see that bot on maps that have long-range angles. And I don't know that. Well, I suppose Factory has some. If you're going to think about what any map that has long-range angles, it would be, I guess, this one in Hideout. Ooh, and that nade comes in and denies the drone before it can even get through the door. And it's just set up. It's just set up, so let's take a look at the scoreboard. Soak in the KDs in map 2 so far. 5 on the board there for Dusty, so we'll stay on board them with the Marui now. See what they're able to do with it. Oh, the flank on the backside, and they cannot connect on the CJ, who finds the double kill. Shiloh and Shino worried about their flanks, but they have so much in front of them as well with B-side open. It means multiple entry points for the enemy. And Ben Tender and Shiloh realize where they are. They are in the den of Retribution. Ben Tender alone now in a 1v5. The last place they'd want to be. Shirts thinking about popping outside and getting aggressive for a kill. Yeah, the 1v5. I think the save here is actually the best choice. We haven't seen really around where it was warranted, but on your full buy and a 1v5, yeah, you're going to just at least want to get a rifle out. It might. No, it's not going to be enough. Well, yeah, it'll be they'll be able to buy 2 rifles. Maybe 3, which isn't too bad. The save here, again, the smart choice. As time ticks down, a reminder to check out the Exclaim store. You may have just seen the link trickle by in chat, but we have a new merch store for VRML. It is on the Exclaim website, and we would appreciate it if you checked it out. We got a ton of really cool new designs, merch specific for each league. So a Breachers Season 1 VRML t-shirt with that logo on the front, and on top of all of that, we also have the ability to affiliate team stores. So if you're a team and you want to create your own store, you can do it on Exclaim. Use our affiliate link and get a better deal on shirts that you sell in your store. It's a really cool mutual collaboration that we're able to do with Exclaim because they have this whole league team system built in to the way it sells merch. It's it's a really cool additional way we can kind of help the communities and help teams grow and put out more content, you know, whether it is through that merch or however else, through YouTube content, whatever. We're always looking to try and promote and help teams grow. We just actually linked the Eclipse Esport merch store in an announcement on Monday. And so you can check out an example of what a good store looks like. They got some great merch out there with their logo built into it. It's a really cool system. They're a VRML affiliate, and so they're getting good deals on their shirts in their store, and check it out. Eradiate set up for another A site. Just 2 in a row, I'm not sure, but like I said, practically a full buy. 4 rifles, 3 of them Vezins. Not a full buy, but look at the side of Retribution. They also aren't fully committing in. They could have, but they're going also a little bit conservative. They don't want to risk their entire economy by picking up 4 rifles, although they really could. 5 rifles, because you do see that Viper coming in from Williams, phased, dumping some Omen rounds down. As they rotate, Awesome T catches a kill out through the door blocker. Shiloh tucks into a tight corner, and Pants considers rotating through. They will peek the corner, and they'll find the kill. They find the second. Pants is looking for more as they rotate around just with their slice of health, trying to make the best out of a good situation. They'll get caught out by Shino, and Dusty and Shino, who's on that top floor looking through the hatch, will be alone in a 2v4. Retribution starting things off nice on map 2. So quiet here. Just a couple of shots ringing out as CJ finds one. Shino trying to sneak around to the other side, doesn't get there in time, and ultimately gives away their position trying to get down that door blocker. Retribution will fend off Shino, and Shino won't go down. They will pick up a Vezin just in time, and that's a nice save. 2,900 in cash, essentially, that they just put into their pocket by dropping the rifle they had and grabbing that fully kitted Vezin. Ooh, and it looks like a disconnect on Eradiate's side. Not ideal as we get into round 5, and the Retribution team set up completely for the attack. We just actually got feedback from Ninja, who got his Breachers Season 1 VRML shirt. Says the quality of the shirt's pretty good. Really likes the material, and it's a comfortable shirt, so I'm gonna be picking up probably a little one of everything, to be honest. A Breachers shirt, an Onward shirt. It's like it's memorabilia. You gotta get it, commemorate your time playing. It also obviously helps support the league you love playing in, so we also appreciate that. Helps us do things like VRML Con 2023, which we did this year. A couple of kills came through on the other side. Shiloh has reconnected, but not before they'll go down by CJ. And on objective side, the Eradiate team not having an easy time. Ben Tender and Dusty not able to connect here. And I think I'm now... Did they all sell what they were going to... I'm not sure what happened here. How we got onto pistols. I swore they all had guns. But for round 5, it seems like it was maybe an eco round for this Eradiate team. They're certainly getting quite a bit now as Dusty has the Vezin in hand. Sure, it's getting aggressive themselves on the corner, looking for some extra kills. And Ben Tender fends off CJ. They can't fend off both shirts and pants, though. The fully clothed Arsenal taking another round for Retribution. Good back and forth. We're on our way to map 3. Map 1 solidly in the hands of Eradiate. Map 2, so far, very much into the hands of the Retribution team. Full buys now, though, as compared to the last round with basically rifles against pistols. And so I do think that Eradiate have a good chance of pushing this 4-2 and again swapping sides and then needing to take 5 rounds to win the map and the series. Factory, I don't know, lends itself to defense in a way that Skyscraper does in my mind. Again, Skyscraper still went 7-1, so they still won 2 rounds in a row on offense. But I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's still early in this. You know, we're only into week 2. Okay, still very early in the season. You saw 10 new teams join between week 1 and 2, and I've seen tons of people coming into the Discord over the course of the last couple of days. So there's going to continue to be a lot of new faces. I do encourage you to welcome them in, much like you have been so far. This Breachers community has been fantastic. That's why a team like OP, who historically plays a lot of Onward, is so comfortable coming into something like the Breachers League and ultimately playing pretty solid. Sorry, Retribution, I should say. They've been doing great here on map 2. And like I said, on map 1, they fought. FaZe, Shiloh working their way to A site. They haven't opened up either entry point to A, but you so rarely see a B site push that so much utility has gone onto the A site. Double static emitter, door blocker, audio transmitter, trip mine. full gambit of utility here as Awesome pushes in. They'll go down to FaZe on their side. Distracted, looking down the middle there towards Bentender. And look at this. Ben has made it into B site. Interestingly enough, that's kind of holding Shirts down inside objective, and they're going to swing the short corner. Catch a kill. B is open. Rotation's coming in, and Williams will find the wrath of the duo. Where's the rest of the defense? They're done. As Eradiate will take a round in the last one. Before we swap sides, they go 4-2 into defense. And like I said, that's the best case scenario for how they've been performing so far. Exciting action in the world of VRML. Week 1 certainly kicked things off with a bunch of great games. If you haven't already, check back on the live VODs. There's a lot of very good Week 1 matches. We have a bunch of highlights, too, that ultimately we really do want to put together into a nice clips reel every week for you. But we do need some help. The call has been put out. It's on in our announcement on Monday. We're really looking for more people that want to join into the VRML's content creation team side and help with editing and creating unique videos for the YouTube channel. Ultimately, you also get a chance to promote your own content. So as an example, if I were to have my own personal YouTube channel or Twitter handle, which I do, I have my own Twitter at least. You can follow me at the Nightfire on Twitter. X, I guess. But we give you the opportunity as a content creator to promote your own content, albeit briefly, within the VRML content that you create. And so a little bit of a way we try and collaborate with folks that maybe do their own sort of YouTube or Twitch streaming or content creation. Ultimately, our goal of supporting the community. So it all helps. It all helps the scene grow. More people can see the fantastic quality of a game like Breachers, and more people buy the game, more people play competitively, more people to play against. It's all a process. Shiloh here slowly proceeding to the flank of this Retribution team, and they could kick off their defensive set nicely. There's one. Looking for more. They can't find it as they get picked off on the backside. Williams and Shirts rotating outside. As now Williams rotates back in, they find the rest of this team. Down goes one. FaZe has a slice of health. They could easily get scooped up, but they're surrounded. Down goes two. They can't catch FaZe in time, and Dusty on the backside finds the kill. Eradiate have a solid pistol round in the books. Couple of kills, 2 left alive. They may be able to buy, and indeed can, into a couple of rifles on defense if they so choose. Whew. At this rate, 4 more rounds to go for Eradiate. They'll lock in the series and we'll be done for the afternoon. Map 3 will not get played out, and Retribution will have a bit of a rough start to the Season 1. They have been, again, fighting hard. They just didn't get any of the round wins in Map 1 that they really needed, and in Map 2 here, again, fighting hard. Look at the kills. 10 coming in on CJ's end. Double digits. But that was when they were defending. Now on the attack, I mean, they may find it to be a bit more challenging. And so Eradiate, after taking 2 rounds on the attack, are set up in a relatively solid position. And I say that now with Awesome T kicking things off, putting Retribution in a solid position. A wide open. CJ could easily plant here with little contest. Static emitters down, but no one really watching. Bentender actually maybe has an eye through the server room. Shino also here on the short corner. Fortunate enough that they didn't open up the B side or A site there. On the other side, Dusty catches Shirts dropping down through the hatch. Battles over A site go down as Ben Tender fends off the EMP entry. And they know where it is, so the pings are coming in. Ben partially buying into that low-cost rifle. Here's T drop down. Do they assume that they've gotten the EMP? Because they did not. They got an extra pistol instead. Williams, meanwhile, not really within the vicinity. Trying to get a hatch play, maybe? No, they've opened to the back of B. And if anything, they're looking to pinch in on Ben Tender. It's going to be another round for Retribution. 5-3. And we go to the full buy. Retribution actually worse off, I think, than Irradiate on the economy end. Way worse off, matter of fact. You're looking at 4 rifles compared to 3. If that, 2? Wow. 2 Vezins on the side of Retribution after a round win because they lost so many. In comparison, again, we're seeing almost a full buy. A full buy from Irradiate, but they're just not able to get 5 rifles into the hands. Ben Tender has to take that Viper. An SMG that isn't terrible, but if there's going to be an SMG in my hand, I would think I'd prefer it to be an RCP. But that's just me. Round 9 on map 2 kicks off. The overall score is shown just above you. Underneath the team names, you can see map 1, 7-1 to Irradiate. What is the play? Because again, A site was the common entry, although they had to be pushed pretty nicely executed on as Awesome T works into several defenders here around the corner. They're going to find Shino down the hallway and Shiloh potentially swinging out past that static emitter. There's Shino peeking and the Viper going up against the full Vezin. A bit of a holding pattern here. Shino gets pinched from the side. Shirts trying to collapse in, and they do find the kill. That's big. Gets a rifle into the hands of someone that otherwise had a pistol. That's a big trade. Shiloh shuts down a aggressive, well, no, like I said, they could swing the static emitter, so they swung out through that static emitter, unaffected by the slowdown that it puts out. Shirts trying to find an angle, but are they going to be ready for the rest of this defense that's hoping they come through the doorway? B site seems to be the play. Where's the rest of Irradiate? I see 3 here. Not sure on the force location. See where they show up. Ah, they're up on the upper level. They'll assist FaZe with a kill. And A site will actually open up. Oh, and a double over the top from CJ sets up this team for a win, but Dusty says, I'm still here. Ben Tender flies out and catches one, and Awesome T swings the short corner to put Retribution into a 6-3 for map 2. Looking at map point coming up here for the Retribution squad. A fight for this final map, and at this stage, we're guaranteed a map 3. probably the toughest point now for a team like Eradiate to continue to win rounds in, because you were hoping to win the series after this map. But at this point, that's guaranteed to not happen. The best you can do is tie against your opponent. It's Retribution have awoken. They've woken up. They definitely had a tough map 1. I mean, it's just dominated. Not really, but ultimately not winning those final kills. And Eradiate winning at 7-1. They just had a brief moment there where it looked like Eradiate might claw their way back into map 2, but they've regained a solid bit of control, and you can see the economy in shambles for Eradiate. 5 rifles and utility in hand for the likes of this offense pushing into A site. A wall opened up, and A available for a plant. I imagine Radiator going more of a retake strategy here, as Awesome T gets flashed by their own team. Ben Tender will pick up a double as CJ tries to swing the short corner. And that drone will do very little work from Shirts. Dusty watching the flank. Ben Tender finding another one with the Viper. Pants catches phase on the opposite side. Shirts getting pinched by a ton of defenders. Ben Tender will find their 4th. And as Pants dives in, they'll dive into Dusty's bullets. And the Radiate put up a round, and a quick one at that. Time to take a hydration break. I see some hot debate on the new addition to this season, albeit there being several, technically. One of those being that the best of 3 is what's in play right now. You can win a series in 2 maps. Not in this one, because it's guaranteed a tie for map 2, which means we have to play the 3rd map. But in general, that's been one change. The big one, obviously, being ship added into the map pool rotation. We had team captains vote. And just like we always do at the VRML, we get that community feedback. That's what we really do pride ourselves on, and at the end of the day, the community has an impact on how the league plays out. It's not something that a lot of other leagues, or really any leagues, do. So we really do appreciate all of the feedback we do get from the community, because it helps us create a good league. Ooh, and Shino on the bottom floor springs their trap. Catches the first kill. They don't go any more further, though, up the stairs. They could have had Pants. Instead, it's another setup inside the locker room. Shino rotating all the way from the bottom floor stairs to the other side here. Looking to potentially pinch in on this offense as the Retribution squad loses another. Pants finds a headshot with a pistol, but on site they'll lose another. Dusty catches the kill through the door. Awesome T finds the refrag. With a slice of health, they'll need to heal and then battle against Shino and Shiloh, and they can't win both of those. Eradiate say You may have done good here to get close to a map win, but we're not allowing it. Trying to technically remain undefeated. We'll have to see if they can do it. Last round, Eradiate in control. Awesome T and the offense of Retribution not in a good spot. They don't have a ton of cash or economy to work with, and we're heading to map 3. Ooh, a disconnect on the Eradiate side. Hopefully they'll be able to connect back in before the start of the round. They have limited time. And the Omen is what they're going to be stuck with if they do come back. Retribution flying in. An A-side push. CJ thought he had broken the door blocker, but it had actually been peeked by an opponent, and that ends in a funny exchange. A fight over the stairs, and suddenly we're at a 3v3. Chubbs gets healed. Dusty goes down on stairs, and here's the play. They open up a site that almost makes it more risky for them as Dusty finds the nade, and there's the kill over the top. Eradiate. If they had just taken one round on defense, one more round on defense, they would have gotten the series win here. We wouldn't have been destined for a map 3, but they did not. And we technically do not have a best of 3 winner just yet. In the way this works, if Retribution win map 3, they have to win 7-0 in order to win the series. If they win 7-1, it'll be a tie across the board. And if they win 7-2, it will be a series win for Eradiate, if I understand how the tying system works in this game. I believe that in the event of a map win tie, so Eradiate win map 1, they tie map 2, and they lose map 3, we would then go to rounds 1 in the series. And so that's where you get into the math that Retribution need to win by 7-0 or 7-1 in order to tie this series. If the math hurts your head, it's all right. You'll have a little bit of time to think about it, because I believe we're going into a brief timeout. And I don't know. I'm not seeing anything yet. But regardless, I think we will go to a brief break here on the casting desk. And when we come back, we'll be getting into the map 3 decider. Again, a quick shout out to our sponsors. Helga, the esports manager bot, helps you optimize your scheduling and offers a variety of helpful tools like stat tracking even in your scrimmages. So you know what maps you need to work on and what maps your opponents excel at. Again, a very nice tool, and we do hope you do check them out. Helga, the esports manager bot. You can find that link in the Breachers announcement channel. We should have a link here in chat soon enough. But for now, you can find the link to the Helga bot Discord in the Breachers announcement channel, and that'll get you 1 month free of the Helga, the esports manager bot service. We're also sponsored by ProTube VR, who offer fantastic stocks that help stabilize your aim in game. They also have the feedback stock, which helps add immersion by providing recoil. Also, HyperX coming in with fantastic products like the Quadcast S, the Cloud 2s, and the... Where are they? Do I have them here? Yes, the Cloud earbuds, who are charging now because I've been using them, that connect wirelessly to your computer and to your phone, tablet, Quest 2. A very good product. Highly recommend you check out HyperX product line and use code HXVRML23 at checkout for a discount on all products excluding Naruto and other exclusives. Also, be sure to use code ILOVEVRML at checkout for the ProTube side of things to get a discount. And be sure to check out the Exclaim store where we have new merch live right now. A shout out to Triangle Factory for providing us with an in-game VRML gun skin, which you can find more information out soon, and also contributing into the cash prize pool, which in total puts the prize pool at over $8,600 in cash and hardware. I'm going to go to a brief break. When I come back, map number 3, so don't go anywhere. welcome back, everybody. We are here and diving straight into round number 3, technically. Sorry about that. Wrong graphic. Round 3 of the series. Oh, excuse me. You can see a site being heavily pushed. I'll have to see if Shino can hold off what is a heavily set up A site. There it is, opens up. Williams pushes in, down they go to FaZe. The double barrel pistols over the top of A site with CJ watching for the flank means that there is no push in from the sides. Awesome T shuts down on objective defense, and Dusty's alone, clipping away at the heels of CJ. The 1v4 here with Pants Head in sight. They connect onto a very nice headshot. And there is the start of Retribution, trying to go 7-0. 7-1. Ultimately, just win the third map. And yeah, I really honestly, I see some discussion in chat, some confusion maybe even on how the system overall works. When I say MMR, I mean your matchmaking rating. When you win or lose, you go up or down in rating. To your point, I do believe that you don't technically have an MMR until you've played 3 games. So how does a tie factor into that? Well, it's not as good as a win when establishing your MMR at the start of a season. I think that's the point being made, in which case I do agree. But I am curious how ties work. I'll look into it so I can know the answer. But I understand, you know, I guess I never knew how the MMR was split on ties. Because at the end of the day, someone goes up in MMR and down in MMR. When you win or lose, you go up in points and you go down in points. And so on a tie, unless the score is dead even, there is technically a winner because they've won more rounds than the other team. So I am kind of curious there. But that's all math we can talk about later. For now, we get into a solid start for Retribution in round 2. Map 3 here in their control as Pants has a rifle and is looking to vault through. And Dusty catches shots to the back of the head. Bram unloading with the RCP, shuts down all entry onto the objective and gets the defuse. Tied up 1 apiece off an RCP clutch. Was that the bot? No way. I think the bot just clutched the round for them on defense. Hopefully it was the bot, because I do believe that we have rules in place that you cannot take control of a bot when you're playing in a competitive game. So if you do have a bot on your team, there is the ability in game to take control of it. But in league play, you cannot use that ability. If you have a bot, you have to let that bot play. You cannot take control of the bot and play as it. And I'm pretty sure it's a pretty clear rule that we have in terms of bot usage in games. And so, I don't know. We'll have to see what happened there. But if a bot shut down the team, then that's pretty bad. CJ flies in, catches the kill. Bot Bram now, yeah, they're not taking. He's just doing good on defense. You can kind of tell, obviously, this is what a bot looks like when they're moving. You know, they're seeing CJ through the wall right now. But yeah, I really think the bot just clutched that round for them on defense, which is pretty crazy. Shiloh pinging, tries to swing the corner, can't. Bram is here with the RCP, and they turn their back to Pants. They turn quickly, and down they'll go. They don't clutch up the defense this time, as now FaZe. I think the bot clutched the defense around. Tries to clutch it, and they get the EMP down. If they know EMP's down, they don't even need to shift here. They can just let Pants come to them, but they can't win the fight against Pants. And now Retribution are up 2-1. An exciting battle here this afternoon as Retribution hangs in there, and unfortunately for Eradiate, they are still down a player. Where is their fifth? You gotta wonder, because that bot, it's funny because I want to say it's really detrimental to the team, but it's got 3 kills. Okay, it got 3 kills on defense. It's, hey, you know, it tracks. It's good. It's good. It's a gamer. Ooh, and we have a disconnect on OP's side, too. Oh, that was briefly, though. Williams is back. Staying with the Viper, interestingly enough. But I think that's coming from last round. Take a look at the scoreboard briefly. Bram absolutely dominating. OP pushing in on B site, and down they go through a connection through the wall. A wall bang from Dusty finds Shirts. Pants will catch one. And CJ will take some damage as well, but ultimately comes out relatively unscathed. We'll be able to drop down the foam, open up B site. And after getting rid of the door block here, they can really kind of challenge from all the different angles. Awesome T. Catches one over the top. CJ scoops up a double on site, and just like that, Retribution are in control on objective and planting. With 3 against 1, Shiloh's going to have to pull some magic out of the hat, and it's going to start with finding Williams. He gets chunked down big, and Shiloh fortunate that the Viper was what they went up against, because I think any other gun would have had them dead there. Quite the series we've tuned into this afternoon. Eradiate really are putting on a good show. Retribution been battling the whole way too, and pretty good matchup for week 2 with 2 brand new teams. I think we're more fortunate than anything for it, but happy that we tuned into it. And ooh, they don't hear the trip mine. Oh, I forget Shiloh's on defense. They don't have to worry about the trip mines detonating on them. EMP's down, and if anything, they're going to try and use those trip mines to their advantage, tuck in around the corner to them, let this bomb go, and hold on to their rifle for next round. A smart save choice, I think. down. Shiloh tucks into the corner and survives. Rifle in hand and a health syringe and a smoke, so utility as well. Definitely the right choice to eco that round. And there's Bram. Still being a bot. Has not been replaced by a real player for Irradiate yet, and that could be at least one of the reasons that Retribution are doing as well as they are here. They're technically going into a 5v4. Although Bram scooped up 3 kills, okay, I get it, but all right. You can't rely on the bot. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you can on Bram, but regardless. A great matchup, and hopefully everyone tuning in has been enjoying the action. Hit that subscription button so you can come back for more Breachers VRML gameplay and more action like this popping off here. Albeit it was on Bram. Did Bram get another one? No. No, he didn't. Shino goes down to Shirts on the stairs. And they have control here. Shiloh pops their head. They'll get scooped up by the entirety of this team. Ready and waiting to pounce on the side of B. Now Dusty and FaZe alone as FaZe tries to hold down any entry from A. EMP is over on their side. At A, Dusty doesn't even need to be here. How did Bram get the... No. CJ had the EMP. But they die. I mean, again, none of this needs to happen. FaZe can just sit on the EMP, but they don't know where it is, likely. And Retribution are barreling through these offensive rounds. This is the fastest that they've played on the attack. They are consistently connecting in the early trades, and they're up 4-1 right now going into our final round of this third map. We're barreling towards a tie at this rate. A full tie, dare I say, because 5-1 and then 2 rounds, the pistol, maybe a pistol rifle if you can win that first round. So there's really a lot riding on this and the next round in particular, but it's an opportunity for Retribution to tie this thing up completely. 7-1 map 1, 6-6 map 2, 1-7 map 3. They're close. Almost there. That static emitter not ideal as it doesn't cover the full ground, the full depth of the entry. But utility's out. Everyone's buying in. Oh, is that the fully auto shotty coming in from Bram? I think it is. We'll see if they can do any close range damage. Because we are in a close range fight. CJ, Pants, Shirts, everybody here on the close quarters entry point to B. And they will crack it wide open. Dusty just a peek away from bringing their trap onto 2 as that trip mine does some good work. They'll go inside. Dusty will catch the double, the triple. A big lock in there from Dusty as FaZe pops out and in a flash, Irradiate put 2 on the board. They overwhelm the Retribution team stuck on the outside looking to break into B. And 5 points away from taking the series and map number 3. Not out of the woods just yet. The Retribution team has to defend technically against a 5v4. So it could be worse. Really. But let's take a look at the scoreboard. Look at Bram. 3 kills and an assist. What does defense mean? 1 def? Oh, they defused. They got the triple kill and defused for one of the wins. That is just crazy. I don't know. Maybe I gotta keep my mouth shut on bots aren't that good. push coming into B site, but maybe a little too fast. Results in 1 death out the gate. Awesome T shuts that down. Williams catches Shiloh on the wrong range. Faye's going to peek the short corner and not connect. Pants will find that kill. And Shino and Dusty are alone in a 2v4. Not impossible as Dusty finds Williams. Oh, Pants with a slice of health. Trying to catch these kills as CJ Hubs on the front line battles against the entry in, and down they'll go. Finally, Dusty will get rid of CJ on the close quarters. Drops back in case any more aggressors are coming flying out the door at him. It won't be the case, though, especially with Pants on a slice of health waiting for that health syringe to come back online. Retribution looking to put this 5-2. Pistol round, a big one. And ultimately, it's good to see the Retribution team playing patiently, not overextending out of the defensive zones. Waiting for this push, because ultimately with a minute 15, it does have to come in from Dusty's side. They have to push into this objective, and as they shoot, they've given away their position. They have plenty of, they can rotate, though. I could go all the way around, downstairs, up the other side to A site. This is interesting. 45 seconds left. Foam on one side. Trigger that and then push the door, I think, is the play here. Oh, and they just drop back as Shirts peeks. Classic maneuver. Wall opens up, and Shirts is distracted, and there's the connection. Dusty finds one, looking for more as they push through with 25 seconds left. Oh, they'll make it past. They have Foam to open up A, and they do, but they do have the EMP. If they can get a plant, that's big money. There's the push from Awesome T. Oh, they could have stuck the plant. Awesome didn't push all the way in. But now they will, and they'll find the kill. The plant doesn't go down. Close, but no cigar for Eradiate, and Retribution ever closer to locking in this third map. Taking a look at the KDs. Bram really conserving his steps. Has the shoddy as well. Spending money that would otherwise be saved by the Eradiate team. As you can see, going into this next round, they are holding on to their cash. There's Bram trying to do work with the shotgun early, but it doesn't pay off. Awesome T looking for some shots over the top as well, and that not necessarily paying off just yet. They've been chunked down with shots to the shoulder. Looking for the double tap headshot though there. Almost finds it on the phase. Just a bullet away as we go through this pistol battle in the long open doorway. And down phase will go as Shirts tries to push outside the doorway looking for Dusty. Shiloh makes their way in, does take a bit of damage. And Dusty's not going to be ready for Shirts with the shoddy in the corner from Bram. Shiloh's tucked into this corner. I don't know that Shirts will be ready for that. They don't, fortunately enough, check the corner. And so Shiloh survives another day as Awesome T continues to bat. Shino on the outside here, and Shino finally finds the kills. Been fighting them the entire round here in round 8. And a minute 30, so plenty of time for the duo to connect here in the garage. Try and make some magic happen. EMP's down, so they need to pick that up as well. Oh, and CJ ducks under the line of sight, ducks under another one, swings the corners for a double kill, and Revolters, the Retribution squad on the defense, a round away from taking map 3. A little hydration for what could be the last round. Otherwise, Eradiate can still tie this map, and then they'll win the series. So 4 in a row here is needed for Eradiate, and it's their full buy. So it's do or die. You live or you lose. Reminder, if you are new and tuning in and enjoying the action, the quality, really just your time here in general, please do hit that subscribe button. We'd love to see you back and catching more Breachers VRML games, because this is just the start. It's just the beginning of week 2. Plenty of games to come this weekend, but also just the beginning of season 1 with over 13 or 15 weeks of regular season gameplay. There's a tremendous amount of action to catch in the next few weeks, so do be sure to sub. And don't miss any of these high-quality back and forths as Bram barrels in, stands tall at A site. Procs a bit of utility use here. 2 immolation nades deployed, and ultimately no real push coming A site yet. Oh, a Marui swing, and Pants will pop up to catch that. 3 to go for Retribution. Shiloh catches one. A shotgun blast from Shirts finishes things off there. Maybe another one? No, they can't find the connections they need that time. Awesome T, maybe going to get aggressive. They'll trade 1 for 1. And now we're in to a 1v1. Shiloh alone. EMP down across the way A site. Pants here. And ready to spring a trap. And so it's all about timing. Does Shiloh commit to going all the way across quickly? How long do they take? Do they catch the head of Pants as they duck down into cover? They do. And Eradiate get a big round win. And I don't know that Retribution are aware of the position that they find themselves in right now. 6-3. With 3 rounds left to be played. Round 10, 11, and 12. Eradiate should win this round. Economically, they have a substantial advantage. And they should win the round after. Because we're looking at a consecutive loss of, I think, 3. And right now, OP is going to be broke if they don't win this round. So the next one after this, they still won't have enough cash to buy in to anything worthwhile. It is tough times for the Retribution squad. They are honestly in a very dangerous spot right now where they could lose this series. A 6-6 tie here gets Eradiate the series win. Pants will catch Bram early. And fortunately for them, get gifted a gun by Bram. But when the push comes through with actual players, Shino finds the first kill and starts things off nicely. Dusty with another. They're so close to CJ, who's tucked in here. And as they pop up, they're not ready for Shino on the other corner. They try and drop back, but they run into Shiloh on the top floor. Shiloh. Sorry on the mispronunciation there. And FaZe connects with the Taurus. A rapid fire burst. And only a kill coming in on the bot so far on Retribution's end. Awesome T with the big buy and the rifle in hand has to do a lot of work in a 1v4. This flank is on the swing here. T catches one, but they do not catch Shino in the back. Eradiate take their first essentially guaranteed win. Now on to their next, where again, look at the economy of Retribution. They are in a bad spot right now. This is... I mean, they really could lose the series here. They had the option to tie it. Eradiate still would be getting more rank up than Retribution. For the first 3 games, I don't know how that all works. But they could still take a loss here. Not even a tie. They could still take a loss if they don't get these next 2 rounds. So Eradiate, they got a lot going for them right now. Full buys, full economy. They can lose here and oh no, they can't lose. Sorry, they can't lose a round, but they are in a much better place for this round and the next one. The next round, Retribution's only going to have 2,500 going into their pockets if they lose, which means Shirts and CJ can buy rifles and no one else. CJ, fortunately enough, kicks things off with an early kill. But it's on Bram. So does it really count for things starting? Because essentially, Irradiate's been taking this whole thing 4v5 for the 3rd map. Breaches are in. B side is open. Williams nearly gets tagged there, and they'll get scooped up by FaZe. Shiloh's up next as they peek in. They see Awesome T on the far corner. Pants reinforcing CJ on the short side. The rest of the team needs to collapse in on all these defenders, and they try to do their best, but they lose. Shino goes down to CJ. And now Dusty and FaZe are alone in a 1v4 with 2 slices of health to CJ's and T's name. Dusty gets a big kill onto a full health Shirts. There's CJ going down as FaZe cleans things up there. T tucked in with a slice of health and Pants, trying to fend off the B entry point, which is now going to happen. They find 1 headshot. They find 2. With 2 HP left, it's not a lot. Oh, and it would have just taken Dusty a bullet, but they didn't have any, and there's the elbow. There's the round. Irradiate looking at... I mean, they are about to tie this up and win the series. Retribution can't buy this round. All they can do is RCP's Omen's utility. I get thrown off with Shiloh because it's Shino. But then maybe I should call Shino Shino. And Shiloh. Shiloh. The English language makes perfect sense at all times, so I don't know what anyone's ever complains about. But, yeah, I do apologize sometimes. In the heat of the shot calling, and when I'm looking at a blurry name tag, it's or not a blurry one, but you know, a name tag in the distance, they can, especially Shiloh and Shino, they do look a lot alike. I'll do my best over here, all right? I think I called Pollution Pelican for a while. I would say I have like an 80% correct pronunciation rate, though, so it's not that bad. Here comes the entry point. Eradiate need this round, and they'll take the series. It is just that simple. A massive comeback for this Eradiate team, trying to absolutely ruin 40-something connoisseur votes. And Retribution fighting every inch of it. Hatch watching for the flank. A site open. That's a door blocker, interestingly placed, yet likely used for a bit of a sabotage. I imagine a peek defensively, which is interesting. As Pants makes their way through, they get rid of the first one on the immediate side, and this is an easy EMP plant for Eradiate. Pants coming in, trying to catch shotgun blast through the hole, and great smoke, denying vision for this defense. And what is the play here for Retribution? Pants is going to push in. Everyone on Eradiate has dropped back, and everyone's defending comfortably in setup around the A site. The lobby, this is going to be such a hard retake for the Retribution team. Eradiate might actually clutch this series. Their debut match in the VRML. Pants trying to save things with a shotgun. But Eradiate are seconds. A kill. They've done it. They take the series win. And they will lock in their first season win of Season 1. Week 2 W. Congratulations to Eradiate. They take Map 1. They tie Maps 2 and 3. And overall, they win. What a series we tuned into here this afternoon, folks, and hats off to the teams for playing. I really do appreciate them jumping in. Does look like we had a few dropped frames from time to time, so apologies for any tech difficulties. It was a very small amount, but apologies nonetheless. And a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Helga, the community, the esports bot manager, esports manager bot. I need to get that lingo better. Just recently added as a sponsor. You can find a link to their Discord for your first month free of using the scheduling bot over at the Breachers Discord. You can find that link either in chat or on the Breachers VRML website. Shout out to Pro2VR. Use code ILOVEVRML at checkout for a discount. Shout out to HyperX. Use code HXVRML23 at checkout for a discount there. And a shout out to Triangle Factory for supporting us, providing an in-game gun skin, and contributing into the cash prize pool, which ultimately comes out at a total of $8,600 in cash and hardware for Season 1 so far. It's prone to grow. If you want to sponsor the league, you can reach out to me at Nightfire with 2 E's at vrmasterleague.com. I think that's it. My name's Ben Nightfire with 2 E's. Thank you all for tuning in and catching a fantastic game. Until this weekend, or maybe Friday, Thursday, who knows? Keep the eyes peeled. But until then, stay classy. Features VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR,